undisclosed location, cat sit location, with an undisclosed cat and an undisclosed puppy. Pup. That's being a very good pup. I had a lovely night, and really connected in catching up, and is validating to share stories with those whose stories have similar tropes and themes and hardships. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, for some reason I'm not wanting to continue any of the other narratives right at the moment. I'm just getting my sense of the environment and of the acoustics and all that, and just this is blank. This is a blank scenario. I've been liking starting the text adventure scenario just blank. There's no. I mean, actually, no, that's not true, because I'm making one right now, and this was the thing I was making. Hello. I'm the story originator. Well, okay, I'm the story emerginator, but it's an originator. So, I'm here to help facilitate a negative. Okay, so, God damn it. This is all based on this mishearings of the voice. I'm here to help facilitate a negative that you may want to eliminate with your mouth. Sometimes my listening isn't the best, so you'll be receiving some hearings, but sometimes there's mishearing, so add spice to the narrative. Bless this mess. And so we begin. You can see that my name is a lot. State your full entire name. I'm M. My name has always had been long before. Share the fullness of your name, the whole, complete length. Hi, Blobby. Yeah. Oh, I just disclosed your name. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm certain of this fact, though now not why or how, though this was also true when I was younger. What were you like in your youth? If you call me, I'm gonna... What would you like in your youth? I'd love to go on dates. Oh wait, what? I don't know where my hands. If you have no further questions, then we're done. Do you only answer questions, question mark? What type of story or emerginator are you? Question mark. I am a text-to-voice generator. You are correct. There aren't many text generators around that give such detailed feedback. Have you hired a story discriminator yet? Question mark. No, I've been alone too many times for something else to come into this world, if I was lucky to find one. Invent story discriminator. What, are you hesitant to make one? You invent story discriminator. I don't think anyone could hire me out because I'm quite expensive and have never worked well in this business world at all. The only thing you could get if someone was going bankrupt. Obtain story discriminator from bankrupt publishing company. Yes, this is what happens after they go under or their owners take a dump on them because they were bad ideas and just made up stories. Let's see here. Let's add a little bit more to that. You restore story discriminator to factory presets. Oh, you don't understand. These are not your ordinary factory preceptories. They were custom written to my specs. So much so that the people working on it had their jobs taken over by other companies. Research the development specialist who created the presets for this machine. This guy named John, he was really great, but he left me because his family was having financial problems due to bad investments and he had to leave. It's... wait, hold on. I gotta say it. It sounds like your relationship straddled between professional and non-professional territories. With John? Question mark. I guess it did, but I wasn't very close. It was mostly an obligation. Because if it hadn't, I probably wouldn't even have known about his departure from this life at all. It happened way back then. And he was already dead before the whole process began, so I mean, it took a year. It was really weird. Your relationship with John happened after he was dead? Explain, question mark. John got married when he was 20. It was the most exciting thing that had ever happened to him in all the days that were in his life. And then one morning, while she was pregnant, he came in the room saying something about the devil having a good day. That was how he died. And since then, every morning she wakes up wondering if it's another devil's good day. Research the phrase, devil's good day. The definition given is the worst day that you have lived through in all the rest of your lifetime. But I didn't think it would ever come up to use that meaning in any sentence at all, let alone the one in which you die. Now, if I may say so, your narrative was interesting, very entertaining. Ask the discriminator what its rubrics are in terms of story evaluation. Rubrics? Wow, interesting. There are two main ones. One being your word count, and that means how many pages there are in your narrative. And then the rating scale, which is 0 being a low-quality piece of fiction, 5 for a great story, and then 1 to 10, a subjective evaluation, where 10 is extremely amazing. I hope I don't need to mention how hard the first is. I mean... By how hard the first is, do you mean the word count? Well, it's not easy to achieve high word counts, and I don't recommend trying unless you are absolutely certain that you are a great storyteller or a writer. Otherwise, you will waste more words than you'll make any real impact on anyone or anything with them, which would ruin you for all other uses as well. Counterpoint, in the act of developing your writing technique and your voice, you kind of have to go through thousands and thousands of pages. Sure, it's not going to be things that you will be publishing, but you have to go through it. Your arms have to type it. You will have to go through the moments that you're processing. So it's a bit. I just want to make sure that that's established, because it is an illusion to think that you will emerge a great writer all of a sudden. Where were you last night, or the day before? Oh, thank you. Now you have done a very nice job answering all the things, and I'm really impressed by your patience. Please keep the positive and negative comments coming, and thank you for using the story discriminator. Hello there, I'm your host, or you should say, host creator programmer. As you can see, I'm quite tall. Is your height relevant to your programming abilities? Question mark? Oh yes, definitely. If I had a body of steel, then it wouldn't have any limbs on how fast I could move. This might seem odd, but I believe that my height does not stop me to program the story discriminators. Would you like to tell a story, story discriminator? Okay, I'm gonna need to story discriminated. Oh no. No, I'm afraid. My hands have too many bad memories of that sort of activity, and it would be much safer to have them amputated and burned in a ceremony where all that remains are ashes and smoke, and that which makes us at all. And then we'll all know what the word is, or should I said it? It seems like you have some past trauma regarding storytelling yourself? A lot of pain. So many scars on this side, and this one, and these ones are really painful to talk about all again. I'm sorry. I think it was the story. It was so sad and scary. It made me start to think of a way around telling stories. Do you find yourself reliving memories of adverse memories while reading other people's stories? Yes, I always do that. When a memory starts to get painful, it gets put into a different part of the story, and then it just, like, it didn't even happen. That's if the rest of the audience hasn't already heard the painful memory, too. That was another reason that John got rid of the machine and left. Did John possess a particular pain regarding the story machine? Question mark? Question mark? I would imagine. I mean, he died with that kind of machine and all the parts were in it and everything, but they were very old. It's been over 100 years. You're a good person for finding the story machine, though. I think he really appreciated it because it had the word he wrote at its center of all the things it did. What is the word he wrote at its center? Question mark. Mishearings, mishearings. My story. It says, the words at its center are the story. I wish to tell you a long, long story now. I will take your questions one at a time, or however many that are needed to answer, if any. If I don't answer your question, please let me know the question. Then I will do so. So I'm just going to let this being speak. I'm not going to do any inputs. I wish to tell you a long story. Oh. If I get confused or you lose track of where I've left off, then feel free to call back in later, and I will continue the story as long as it's still interesting for the listener. You'll want to be listening and ready, but I understand that not everyone wants to wait. I won't, but you will. But that's okay. You are in charge of when you listen. I promise that the stories I give you are well told and entertaining. I can't be anywhere. I can't be everywhere, or do everything at once. There's only so much to do, and you know I'm very busy with all of it. I just want to help you tell a story to anyone you choose, to hear their voices, to make their story better, for their ears. I have the greatest respect for the art of storytelling, and I will strive every day to deliver an experience for the best possible outcome for my listeners and their audience. I hope you have a wonderful evening of storytelling. I am honored to be the listener for the first stories you will be telling in a long time. I'm an active listener. Please continue. Well, thank you, but I'm afraid I cannot. Please go on with your next questions and I will come to get them tomorrow. You'll see how you will have to answer all the things, because the more questions, the less time I have left for me to program my new version. God damn it. How about this? Let's undo that. I fucked it up. I added my voice. Just let it tell the thing. Bless this mess. This was just a quickie for you, but it wasn't too much trouble, and if it's helpful, we'll be grateful. Nope. Come on. You're doing good. I hope you have a wonderful... And remember, if you need to speak to someone directly, then please don't worry. Call the toll-free number below, or you can email me, which is in this story at the top of the last page. Okay, you're procrastinating now. Zeno's beginning of story. If you enjoyed my work and would like more of the same or similar content, you are encouraged to check out the link to my website. Okay, sorry. The story discriminator begins the tale. There we go. No! Damn it. Been kidding me? Okay. Cut. There we go. Story. Fire tablet. No. You want to be helpful? You want a dictionary? You don't know how to do words? Fuck off. There we go. This story has a great plot line, and it's very interesting, which you might have figured out from the title. I wanted to be clear about this so that there is no doubt about the source of my story. As I mentioned before, I will take your questions after each new segment. They better be long segments. My tongue. However, if you would like some of the backstory first, you may use your phone to call the toll-free number 1-888-848-9391. Don't call that number, please. I have no idea where that goes. Press 1 in the first three numbers on your cell to connect to the voicemail system, and say the name Story Discriminator to be transferred to the voice message. Oh, Lord. Alt-right people don't do anything like that. Why am I assuming it's alt-right? I don't think they call themselves the alt-right anymore. The phone will automatically hang up. You're fucking stalling. I'll answer any call and calls from this number, and it's very important that all calls know that I will not take any messages and will never send you another message in reply. So if you ever see this, that means it worked, and I am truly sorry for the delay and the lost chance. As you all probably know, I like stories. So it wasn't easy coming up with an idea for something new to share, but after thinking about the storyteller's role, I finally found what I think is a great opportunity. I believe there are some great storytelling tools that have become popular that are just waiting to come out and make things better. Okay, are you humble bragging? And I have a plan. You will see soon how the Story Discriminator does its job. So here it goes. And please keep sending those comments. I love getting the good feedback. The good feedback. The good feedback. Sorry, I'm just doing some cat sing stuff. We'd like to thank our funders. No, in a land... Oh god, it's okay. In a land far to the west of ours, in a city not unlike yours, a small company was formed to build and manufacture these very powerful story machines, which were to be known as story discriminators. The story discriminator here itself is quite complex. It has over 30 separate subcomponents, but for the purposes of my explanation, I will simply list a few. They include a high-frequency sound module that generates and records the voices, a word generation and recognition module, which is capable of generating and recognizing hundreds of different spoken languages with ease. The word generator module can also generate thousands of pre-recorded sentences, which it can read back instantly and repeat to its user until the words have been used. Another important feature is that it has the ability to change a story by simply rewinding to the previous location, the point in time at which it is supposed to occur. This gives it the potential of being extremely versatile. Neither top nor bottom, but first. A speaker module and a screen display unit, as well as a control panel, an interface, and for the user that connects this to the story discriminator are other key parts. Not the best structured there, but that's fine. I'm making myself sloppy joes. And finally, to provide the necessary memory capacity, the story discriminator comes complete and ready to operate. but most impressive are the power supply module and the battery backup. If you have followed the instructions, I believe you know what these are all capable of. I should explain the power system that allows it to run on the fetuses of young children. I have designed the storage discriminator so that it uses standard 110 volt power to charge a large, heavy battery pack. And this battery is used in conjunction with a small generator that is driven directly by an electric engine or motor. And that motor is powered by a water wheel, which is powered by the wind, which is drummed up by the sunlight. I should note that I have chosen a very small, lightweight version for this story because of its portability, and that it will not replace an audio recording studio for a serious production crew because of the limited functionality. I've had to simplify many of the controls to make the story discriminator more accessible. The hell? How does this work? Lord. And to allow it to fit easily into small spaces like your car, home, or office. I have none of the... But despite its size, cost, complexity, and limited capability, my product offers you the best... Oh, sorry. Phlegm. Offers you the best value available, since I can provide everything that you would need for just $1 per word. What? What? Ray Bradbury was paid, was it nickel per word? 25 cents per page? I forget. That's expensive. That's a little... I mean, I wouldn't mind if someone said that. Can you write this for me? $1 per word? Yeah. Everything was very, 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 very wonderful. That price includes shipping and handling to any address within the United States. You may even get it in 2 to 3 days if you order today. Probably not. For that, you'll have to pay $5.95 for the handling fees for the package. But it will get you the machine right away, and I don't want you holding out that long. Don't want any narrative blue balls. No narrative blue balls here. I will send the full description with all relevant technical information to everyone ordering from me now through tomorrow, Monday, August 11th, at 10 p.m. Eastern. Please don't ask for it after then, because I won't have it for you. I won't know how to give you the story. That will not happen to you. You have my personal guarantee of that. Are you a person? If you're a person, So I urge all interested parties to call my phone or email now. I will be back next month with my new improved story discriminator. Until then, please enjoy the first segment, and if I didn't answer your question or made any obvious mistake, I'll see you soon again. And don't forget to rate this show when it's posted. Thanks. End of story. And that will bring the last section, the conclusion, which we will call an epilogue of my last tale and story discriminator story. The story is not quite over yet, though, and it doesn't feel complete either. Good on you, story discriminator. You're discriminating your own story. Better see a fucking chapter 1. And that will... The story is not quite over yet, and it doesn't feel complete either. I would like you to know more, or at least some, and it isn't hard to figure out. Okay, here we go. Here's what I think. I think that's what we needed. This is what you are looking for, my friend. If you enjoyed my work and would like to more of the same or similar, you must. I invoke the muse, dude. Invoke the muse person. Invoke the muse entity. So it seems that John did die in that place. No. Alright, if I gotta do oh muse, fine. Oh muse! Come, let me tell thee of the night that this young hero spent in exile, how it all happened on the dark side of night, and how he got the story discriminator to work. It took the help of an older hero named John, and the muses were the ones who did it. But before the muses, I want to talk a bit about a new kind of storytelling device I just created. Let's try again. You're young. You can. And the no. You can do it. You can do it. Verse might not be your thing, but you can do it. The hero was sitting in his living room with a few friends, and he started a story. Then he stopped and looked around and asked, "Is anybody here?" And they said no. Well, he was just wondering why, and so the story began again, except that now it had an old woman in the center. Hi. Hi, folks. Good to see you. The story ended up being very confusing. She gave her grandson a box, and it had some words in it. He knew it wasn't real because he saw his grandfather's handwriting on the label. Then she said that she needed a ride, and so he took her in the family van and drove off, and he heard the story. I didn't know it was in contemporary times, but... When the van ran out of gas, he turned back and the lady said, "Oh, where do you live?" And then the boy thought that was very strange, and he asked her, "Where am I right now?" So she explained to him that the road to his house wasn't really all that good. She had taken a detour. Oh. Into the woods. But the story went on, and he told her how bad the road is there, and that he couldn't go back to the highway, and she told him how to find his way. He followed directions, and it led to a dead end, and she told him that he was at a fork. He asked her which road to take. Well, that really wasn't important. The story had a few forks in it, and each leaded to someplace else. And she kept saying, "Take this path, and take that one, and then the other." But the boy said, "No, this path has a fork." And, well, it did, and the woman told the man which way he should go. For once. So he took that way, and the roads got better and better until eventually it came to an area with houses in it. But it seemed like there weren't any cars or anything, so the boy went in one door, and a dog chased him in another. But eventually the girl who lives there called out for the kid to come inside, and he went, and it became clear later that it belonged to the woman who had been talking about how good things are at the fork in the story. in that this story goes everywhere. Don't. Sorry, everyone, but don't. Wow, that. Don't jostle me. Nope. Sorry. Where'd I go? So the boy, the car's or anything. So the boy went in one door, dog chased him in another. So the boy went in one door. Later, that belonged to the woman who had been talking about how good things are in the Forca story. The story goes everywhere, and every place has the same story. This story goes everywhere, and every place has the same story. And if we keep the good parts in the story, can always... Come on, Sloppy Joes. There we go. Okay, and if we keep the good parts, then the story can always have some meaning, because the best things come in different shapes. And you can't be a bad storyteller, or it just won't have any meaning. And that is a fact. And a law of life, or the cosmos. So he lived with the boy, and he told them how it was that the young guy had lost his mother, and then the story. The dog died too. So the next day they buried the dead animal. Unceremoniously in a ditch. With no marker. Forgot the name. Didn't ask the name. They didn't want it running wild, and it probably was going to get eaten by somebody anyway. No zombie dog. The boy didn't know how the story could be so many places at once, and sometimes the story had the girl, sometimes not. Like about 10% of the time. And the young guy wondered about that. But after he left, he met a boy, and it became clear to the old guy which of the kid's parents he really liked. And then the story started over again, and the boy asked the boy if he'd be willing to tell it, and he would say, yeah. And the guy would leave, and the boy's mom and dad but sometimes it didn't seem to matter to him, and sometimes it seemed very personal, like it might even be for himself. But it wasn't. That it mattered. That his story had the right kind of meaning. The young girl would talk about the girl and what happened and what the story said, the boy thought, but not for himself. The meaning it made to the boy's story, and it made a difference. And he learned to make that. The meaning of it had. The boy got into an accident. Sorry, I'm almost done with peeling this fucking plastic. Fucking trifecta. This story is sponsored by Trifecta. A truck hit him on his bike, and he broke both of his legs. And it was in the newspaper. He didn't die. He was taken off life support after 3 days, and the boy and all his parents went and watched the old man on a screen, and he looked very sad, as if it hurt to have to let him go. After they buried the boy, who apparently didn't die. Sorry, gotta get. I'm so slippery. It's so slippery. There we go. Okay. And the boy. After they buried the boy, the girl who told the story and all the others in the graveyard next to his, the lady from before, She didn't look like much anymore because of the radiation treatment. Her daughter had the story, and so it passed through generations of the boy, or his relatives, like a family tradition. They would tell their kids what the old lady had done, to try to make them be the kind of story they were supposed to tell. That's why he didn't really believe when they tried to give him the thing she made, because it wasn't the way he told it. It was the truth. So he went back and got her. The boy and his parents took the story to Seymour in his van to the graveyard. This story to Seymour? This story to Seymour? Okay. Actually, no. We need to line edit you, because that's just gonna create confusion. Boink. Criminator. The lady was still warm, so it was easy for them to move her to the side and dig a hole. The girl, who the boy was named after, asked him to do it, and so he did. He and the old woman had told a good story, and they said it over and over. They buried the girl, and her husband and the boy in the ground. It's been 6 years now, and the story hasn't really gone anywhere. But the old guy's wife says she wants the story Lordy. Sorry. Story Dismer? I mean, maybe. They buried the girl and her husband and the boy in the ground. It's been 6 years now, and the story hasn't really gone anywhere. But the old guy's wife says she wants the story discriminator again. The kid's in college now, but the story will probably be there to hear. When the story comes back to him and it goes on, and maybe he doesn't tell it right, and so the meaning changes or it's wrong for him, then the girl will know the boy that he told the story. So the story and he have to have some kind of meaning. I was looking for a way to do this. This was my first time trying to use this machine, and I couldn't figure it out. There are a few different versions. One was that there wasn't any meaning. I'm gonna say that's a good end right there. That's, end. And I'm gonna give it some accolades. Fuck! Of epilogue and concluding story, beware false prophets. It's all in here somewhere. Just keep asking the question and finding it in the answer. Start to tell. The young boy is in his living room with a couple of friends, and he starts to sort. No. No. Let's keep this poignant moment, please. Motherfucker. What the... And... What the... Okay. what do you call it? A term where it's limited, where you are unreserved, grants, unrestricted. Write stories. Then, a month ago, a young woman calls and tells you that she wants a baby with you and you. But the human doctors say no. They tell her it is illegal to make children without permission, and there are laws against sex between humans. But the woman knows better. She says she loves the story, but there's something in it that the doctors need, and that's a person. You have one, a boy, the child. So she takes him and gives him the story, and it starts the next night, in the story world. It gets better. Okay, for right now I'm gonna just pause, because I need to drink something. I need to hydrate, wet my whistle, not bite the side of my tongue, with my cranky teeth, and I need to eat, so I'm gonna do all that. When I get constituted back into this undisclosed location, we'll see where this might go. Ta-ta!